back. In today's video we're talking about old habits die hard. I think another title for this video could equally be patience. One of the things that I've noticed is that when we feel that we've lost our magic or feel it's veiled in some way or we're disconnected from it, then what can arise instead is lots of efforting, lots of trying hard, lots of striving, and there's lots of people out there who will help you with that. It's probably the most common form of coaching or teaching or training is the try harder model. In fact, even quite a lot of if what you might call more esoteric studies are still born out of the try harder model. So when those habits start to grip, and they particularly grip in the body, you feel them. It feels like it's hard work. It feels like you're having to try to do everything. They can be quite challenging to undo because they can be quite stubborn. The body can be quite reluctant to release that kind of trapped energy. So don't be surprised if that's the case. Don't be surprised if, on the one hand, you get, quite excited by this, by rediscovering your magic and putting that into your business and making that your guiding light, making that your direction, and taking your one step at a time. And then the pull is, but I ought to post something else, or to write another email, or it's that kind of like reflex jerk reaction. And it can take a while. It might not, I don't know. But certainly for me, it's taken quite a long time for that energy to subside. And as it subsides, it can be more easily replaced by something that's just far easier, just far less effort. So I'm not saying these videos are great, but as an expression of how I see things, and like where I am currently, they're very easy for me to do. It's it's not sophisticated stuff. It's just iPhone, push record, mouth open, blah, titles appearing, write title on bit of paper, across here, and none of it's a big mystery. But I think some of the most simple, most magical, most powerful things are born out of that. It's just incredible how simple it can be and how much that conflicts with both our internal dialogue and some of our habitual behavioural patterns. So, patience. It really is an exercise in patience. The human seems to me to have a unique ability to always be in a rush, always wish it was somewhere else, always be dissatisfied, and never really able to breathe in what's going on. That seems to be one of the hardest things for a human to do. Not when you're young, but certainly in adult humans, and certainly at this point in our society and our culture. Everything is about doing. Even well-being and mental health and everything has become doing. You need to do more. Wow. I think we're just getting so far from our magical ancestry as to be untrue. I think we're just making it harder and harder to come back. So I just think it's really important to come back, to come home, to realise the magic that we are and that we can bring into the world, and then let that be us. Just let it take over you, let it consume you completely, and bring that into the world. And I know it can just sound like airy fairy phrases or whatever, but it's just so joyous to be able to express in that way and not be bought into the idea that there's a particular way you need to do things, or a particular order that it ought to occur, or a particular magnitude of success that you can or can't have at any point. There's no rules like that in magic whatsoever, none. It's really working in a completely different field, in a completely different way. So don't be surprised if the old habits kick in. You can literally welcome them, have a cup of tea with them, thank them for what they've done, and then show them the door when at the end. That's it. Just be patient Let them go. Let magic do its thing. You know, like a bit of healing on the skin or whatever. There's no point in strategizing about the healing or anything. You do what makes sense to facilitate the healing. You know, keep the wound clean or keep it covered in case you're going to knock it or whatever makes sense to you at the time. It's the same with letting the magic come out. Like just let it take over you. Be patient and don't be surprised if the old habits kick in for a while. They'll fade. You know, and eventually you won't even remember that you did them. You'll be back flowing, probably quicker than you can imagine, actually. All right, I'll see you on the next video.